Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Sleep Stories and Meditation. I'm your host, Joel Thielke. We are not going to do a hypnosis or a story. This is going to be more about a discussion about limiting beliefs and how to manifest what you want in your life. We have something called limiting beliefs. So people make resolutions for the New Year's. This is on limiting beliefs and the beliefs that stop us from doing what we want to do in our lives. So there are limiting beliefs, and then there are powerful beliefs. Check out our description below. We have links to motivational hypnotherapy or my manifestation app on the Apple iTunes store. There's a study out of Canada that shows we have about 6,500 to 7,000 thoughts in one day. And in another study, they showed that almost 70% of those thoughts can be negative thinking. So in this study, we think negatively more than we think positive. How do we remove these beliefs that limit us or keep us from achieving what we want in life? And I know that when I do, okay, what are my limiting beliefs inside of what I'm trying to accomplish? I have mentors and I have coach. We go through them. These beliefs that we have, they stop us from taking useful or inspired actions moving forward we're not even aware of it. These stoppers, they're ingrained in our subconscious mind, like I said, and to say it simply, limiting beliefs only lets you see what you're prepared to see and nothing else. Here's an example of different types. I don't want to do public speaking because I will embarrass myself or I'll ruin my life. I can't make money or the type of money I want because I don't deserve it. Or my parents, I don't come from that family. I'm not going to be in a relationship because somebody's betrayed me before and I can't trust anyone. Those are limiting beliefs that go on in the background when we start to make choices or try to make choices for our future. They run unseen. It's like a computer program in the background of our minds, and we don't even know we're running it because the damage is stopping us from having the life we love. All right, I got it. Just tell me how I can get rid of these limiting beliefs. Now, hypnosis, I use NLP techniques with my clients, and I'm not saying this is the only way, but it does help to get under in that subconscious mind to get to the root of it. So what I do is I sit down and on paper, here's my goals around making money or taking my business to the next level. And I'll write down what are the things I'm saying in the back of my mind. Or when I go to make a goal and I make it small or smaller than what I started to do, there's some limiting beliefs in there. I like to write it down. But what I'll do is I also will keep my phone there and I'll turn on the recorder and I will journal through the day. So sometimes when I say something out loud that's negative, I will go ahead and put that in my daily journal. And you're going to be amazed at how quickly you start to identify and start to see these patterns of beliefs. And if you identify them and follow your thoughts and the emotions to discover those limiting beliefs that hold you back. Now, what I do is I rate it from 1 to 10. How strong is that belief? And what's the emotion that it's bringing out in me? 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Now, the good news about this podcast, you can always go back and listen to parts that you want to listen to. Step 2 is acknowledge that these are beliefs, not truths. Ask yourself, are my limitations, are they real? Are you more interested in how you're restricting yourself or accomplishing the goals that you're passionate about? You can do this with somebody else who's trusted, like a mentor, a coach, a friend, somebody who understands what you're up to. 3rd step, try on the belief. Use your imagination. See what would be an empowering belief. So you have your negative limiting beliefs, and then you have empowering beliefs. Try it out. For example, I might have a difficult or unhealthy relationship in my past. I've changed and I've learned and I'm ready to create a healthy, loving relationship. I'm not that same person. I've learned and I'm ready to create a healthy, loving relationship. You can see there's a declaration there. And that declaration, especially when you start to share that declaration, say money, or I failed in the past, or my business was bankrupt, I'm not smart enough. Now, that's an old limiting belief. A new belief, I can be successful in business. And now that I know it's okay to make mistakes, and if I learn from them, that's useful knowledge moving forward. So in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, there's a saying, there is no failure, there's only feedback. So think about that. It's just feedback. There is no failure. We say that because there's such people have such an adverse reaction to the word failure. If your carburetor fails, it's okay. You get it fixed. You don't judge the whole car, and go, what a piece of crap. That's what we do to ourselves, right? If we make mistakes or failure. See, I don't mind saying, yeah, I failed. And here's what I'm creating next. So the next step 4, train your subconscious patterns. How do you do that? There's anchors. By creating those positive core beliefs using the power of suggestion. Hypnosis, I use it because it can, and I use self-hypnosis meditation. That's one way to quickly rewire the brain and replace those limiting beliefs. And you replace them with powerful, successful ones. People use affirmations to have these limiting beliefs. So if you can train yourself to have limiting beliefs, you can train your subconscious mind to replace those with positive, powerful beliefs that will really move you forward in what it is you're up to in life. Now, one of the things I coach people is take different actions than before. Let's put scary things into perspective. Compare a dance lesson with, I can't dance because I might embarrass myself, or it's scary. So when you put it in perspective, compare a dance lesson with being alone in the wild and a lion chasing you. Now, I would say a lion chasing you is a lot more scary. But to acknowledge that because of those limiting beliefs or something that happened in the past, we now emotionally react, and physically sometimes, like you're being chased by a lion. Test those and take different actions. Okay, I'll take a dance lesson. Going back to me creating my game for the year, this is something that I find is important and really does help. But it helps in everyday life as I'm making choices on my future. It's amazing when I sit down, and I do this every 3 months, let's go back, but I do the yearly game, and then I check in on my milestones every 3 months. We can go more into that if people want to hear it. If you don't, that's fine. You don't love me, I'm not going to do another one. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can go into different parts of this, but I thought this is something that people don't necessarily know that's stopping them, or you ingrain it into your mind like it's real. Like you are really one way, and you're not. So go back, give some of these things a try. I find that journaling too, I do use my phone to take notes, either voice notes or I write them on, I'm not going to say the name of the phone, but it takes notes. So it's great to look at the end of the day. I'll just give you a little nugget of my limiting beliefs around this podcast is I sometimes don't do something different because I'm afraid people won't like the show. I worked that out and said, it's my show. I can do what I want. I want people to like it, but if they don't, that's okay. It's really about me doing what I'm passionate about. That's why I decided to do a show on limiting beliefs, because this is what interests me, the brain, the subconscious mind, and being able to help people take actionable steps. And for me, the breakthrough is being able to do something a little bit different and to step out of what I normally do. So I hope this helps. I will be doing more of this in the future. Check out the links below Check out motivationalhypnotherapy.com. Thank you so much for being a listener, and have a great week. Go forth and be fruitful.